I do want to say something. I was asked. So the Lifetime Achievement Award that was given today to Peter Selby.
Oh,
and
great.
Peter Selby was the one. He helped me set up my fellowship, right? So I met him when I was a PGY 4 or 5, and I have a lot of ideas, and I can never put them together, right? And so I met with him. I was like, I'm thinking of doing addiction fellowship, right? Because I was like, no, but I also want to do geriatric psychiatry. Oh no, but I also want to work in a lab. Oh no, but I also want to do this. And he showed me a couple of metaphors, right? And he was a little bit sort of like firm around like this idea or that idea, and it was just he gave me an opportunity that I could try all those things, and still sort of, because normally when you're at U of T and stuff, you have these all-star trainees, right? Like the one medical student that we met with a few times here, right? Like it's like everything's lined up. They have this paper, all this. It's not often that as someone who's maybe has a variety of interests, you get sort of that mentor for it. And I wasn't sure how to frame it, right? Like, how do you bring up someone that was so great? And then it sort of hit me that the one thing about him, I mean, he has 100 million in grants. He has like this, that, 300 papers. I don't know, like the stuff he said is phenomenal. It was that every year that I was at CAMH and afterwards, I'll run into somebody where he just shaped their life. So for example, someone was trained in Brazil, how do you get a license in Canada? Trained in Iran, how do you get a license in Canada? Someone wants to do research, how do you get a protected lab? And then I share the story of my mom, right? So when she came here, she couldn't get the residency spot she wanted. It was very hard for her to finish her. They sent me to India for a year or two, right? Because it was too hard to do both.
Yeah.
And throughout the path, there was all this, I don't want to use the word discrimination because we're so blessed and lucky, but there was all these situations where it's like not okay that it was happening. And somehow she got through it. And the reason I think she got through it, because there was all these different Peter Selbys in her life then. And so it's like, even though he's hit all the academic stuff, it's just the fact that there's all these people that he helped them find a profession, find a trade, find a craft here, right? And his wife gave me a hug after because she thought it was like so sweet. And the whole week I was like, should I withdraw? Should I not do it? I was like, Jen, can I get somebody else to do it? Yeah. She was like so. I just think it was just, it's not often that you get to thank someone that indirectly helped you, right? There's certain people that help me that I see them all the time.
Yeah.
You know, like, but him, it was just like, it was a few interactions, about a year and a half, 2 years that he was around. And it was almost by watching how he is with different people, what he does, what he evolves. Yeah. And you know, the one thing, like, you see me at workshops, right? Yeah. So when I get workshops, I get excited, and you sometimes see it in people's eyes. And looking back, you know, it wasn't actually Tim. Tim, you know, was like my mentor who helped me learn how to do workshops. It was actually Peter Selby. So I did a workshop with Peter Selby, and I saw that same look and all the, and I was thinking, well, and because he has that too. So not only is he like the whole like scientist and this and that, not only has he inspired, like when he gives the workshop, so that was like the energy that I feel like maybe it was from him that I got it from.
Nice.
So huge. Yeah.
So I've heard this name 1,000 times in 1,000 different contexts. Why don't, for people that are watching, why don't you tell us who Peter Selby is?
Yeah, so Peter Selby, he family doc by training. He worked at St. Joe's for a while doing some pregnancy and addiction stuff. And then he was at CAMH for a few decades, and he was like the leader there. Okay. He somehow got funding for this nicotine clinic. So that whole nicotine clinic building.
So yes, that's one of the things I remember, because you were talking about for a nicotine award as well. So that's why.
Yeah, he got I think like, it's not easy to get funding to build a building within a large institution.
Okay.
You know, like, and somehow they created this whole nicotine clinic there, and he's on numerous grants. Every time I go to any sort of, like, when I go to the States or when I go to the Canadian, like, everybody knows him. They always have great things to say about him. He's built so many programs, so many education modules, stuff for medical students, stuff for residents, and he's mentored so many very, very successful people. Like, I don't know how to. I almost like wish I had more time, because then I would have loved to have gotten like a video of like 20 people that he inspired. Yeah, you know, that would have been the ideal. But I got the text like last Friday, and then I was like, then I was like, what do I do for this week?
So he liked the award.
I think so.
And his wife liked the award. His wife liked your talk. That's a good thing.
she gave me a hug. I barely talked to her, right? It was just so nice to see that. So I just it's not often you get a chance to thank someone that's really helped you.
So it seems like you had about a decade away from him too. So it's nice to kind of come back. Right?
Yeah, because I barely talked to him. Like I think there was a couple of team meetings I'll be around that I'll see him, but it's been a decade I've not seen him. But these stories shape you, right? And I still meet people that he's helping constantly.
Nice. Okay, so he's still at it.
Still at it, yeah. like a friend just got a huge grant, and it was Selby that like mentored him, connected him to all the people. Every now and then there'll be like an IMG that's like finding their place in Canada, and he's somehow been a part of it. We're like getting that spot. So I don't it's not of you to thank someone that's helped you. So.
Do you think that's I always somebody asked me something I don't know about you in the last couple of days, and I said, well, the good thing about Whip is he likes to empower other people. Like that's he gets off on.
That's the only thing that motivates me.
He'll rarely take credit for the stuff that he's done, but he'll often give credit to somebody else who had nothing to do with it, but just to empower that person or had a little bit to do with it.
I wouldn't say a little bit to do with it. I do not empower inauthentically.
No, but it'd be more like you to do it in an encouraging way. If someone had a 2% role in something, you'd make it sound like it was a 75% role just to make them go to a 10% next time. And that's something that I always found so refreshing and novel about people these days, right? No, but everybody's trying to take credit for stuff they didn't do, and you're trying to.
But it's shifting. It's shifting a little bit. A little bit is shifting.
All right, but do you think you got that from him?
Definitely part of it. Like, there was a reason I noticed it. There was a reason I was drawn to it. I probably got that from my mom too, right? Because she always just praises you, even if you're doing like mediocre stuff, right?
Yeah. So, and she helps her colleagues, and then she's the type.
At least that's what I've noticed. Yeah. Like so, like when she started doing papers, she'd always put her colleagues' names first and last, right? And if she was like getting case reports with residents, showcase the residents. She ran the research day for a while, when she was doing more of that stuff, and it was always about the other people and stuff. That's always how she did things, and.
These are the people that shaped you.
Yeah. So
there you go.
Very, very, very good conference.
All right.
And I hope we get to talk more about it because I think there's other stuff that's going to be interesting.
For sure. Good stuff. Thank you. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, please feel free to like and subscribe. That way you'll get notified when we come out with new content. We try to come out with new content about every week or so. So anyway, thanks again and see you soon.